the finale of 2014, Night of Destruction number 3, and event number 3 coming up here. You just saw the previous 2 events, and if you're looking for them, they are in the description. That being, we've been through an enduro, we've been through an auto soccer. It's now time, Tommy, for the skid plate race.
We're back to normal again.
I know. The cars were ready for this one.
Yeah, exactly. No problems here. I mean, these cars are ready to go. Actually, to give a little backstory, I ran over a screw, or a screw ran into my tire at some point during this little break. I think it was before the last skid plate race. And so I've had a slow leak. Well, now the slow leak has become really fast. I aired up the tire before I brought it over to the pits, and the tire went flat in the pits. So I had to get another can of air and air up the tire one more time. My right front tire is going flat. So I'm keeping an eye on that tire throughout the night because there's a screw in it and there's no time to repair that tire. There's no tire to replace it with.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping an eye on this 96 skid plate car. The right front tire is probably gonna go flat before the event or during the event. What about you?
Well, expectation-wise, I'm not having a tire issue, but we haven't even touched our cars. Literally, they've been sitting in the same spot, just waiting for this Night of Destruction to happen with all the other stuff that's been getting ready. And luckily, these cars are often like that, where you don't have a lot of work that goes into them. I was expecting, I knew my car can drive well. I haven't driven this course. No one has driven this course today because there's been no practice, no qualifying.
But we do know that our cars are gonna be running just fine.
Yeah, so, well, that's our hope. So we're gonna go into this event. Again, a lot of cars here on this Night of Destruction. There's probably gonna be a lot more cars spinning out, getting beat up, because we know there's new people in this field, and that's always a fun one to watch. So as far as expectations go, I'm gonna go for it. I know that in the last few skid plate races, we've been managing getting top 10s. At least one of us gets a top 10, and we've had that going consecutively. So going for it again. There's no reason it can't happen again tonight.
And I always tempt to, for me, in my expectations, I always seem to push it a little bit more. I don't know if it's because it's Night of Destruction or if it's because there's a sold out grandstand, but I always push the car a little bit more on a Night of Destruction night than a regular night, so I like you. I'm going after it. Whatever's in the way stays in the way, or I push it out of the way. And I'm going out there and having a good time. Top 10 finish would be a victory to us again. And let's see if my tire's even gonna go flat.
Here we go. Skid plate race. The skid plate race is over, and it's, I guess you could say, quite like we expected.
Yeah, you actually did better than I thought.
Yeah, no, better than I thought too. I knew I never got my car on the board, so I knew the top 10 was out of the question. At one point, we were out there just messing around, Ricky Schlick and I getting into it. We were all having fun and whatnot. But then when I heard I got 12, I was like, oh, I was a lot closer than I thought I was.
Now, you all saw me out on the track, but apparently timing and scoring didn't. My transponder must have gone dead or something happened. So I wasn't even scored out there in the race. So I guess I finished dead last or never even showed up for the race. Yeah. But you saw the 96, not a lot of damage. I did get bumped into a few times. I have a few dings and dents along the side. But the craziest part of that skid plate race for me was just doing my long slide spins. I've had a car to do it once before, but I think I did it up to like 3 or 4 times in that race where I got sideways and I stood on the gas to try to save it. And I did one of those really long slides and nearly took out everybody parked in the outfield of that race. At one point, I knew it was gonna happen again. So I wanted to push the issue and get really close to that car that's already been out for 3 laps.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that was about it. My car finished dead last. Who knows where it really finished? Home in one piece for me. I'm very happy.
It's ready to go. Yeah, on my end, as far as highlights go, one of the funnier moments was, and I knew it because I had interviewed him during an autograph session, Ricky Schlick in the number 24. And you know, I always ask him like, so what are your expectations for this race or whatnot? And he just like, I'm gonna take you out. That's all I cared about. And he did, he stuck to his word.
He did. I was behind that, so I got a pretty good angle of it. Yeah, he was driving along, you went in front of him, and he just drove right into you.
He spun me out. I tried to go back after him. I wasn't able to catch him.
I tried to go after him, but I spun out while trying. So.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I'm similar to you, though. I spun out a lot on that track. It was, I don't know if it was the tighter turn that we had coming into turn 3.
Yeah.
But there was some about that track that felt harder to drive than any of the others previously. A lot of carnage out there, a lot of cars spinning out, a lot of cars crashing into each other. It was fun. There's been races where I'm like, oh, there go the leaders. I think the only guy I was aware of was the 86 flying by us at one point, and then like everyone else just kind of blended in.
Yeah, very true. It was so busy out there.
It was.
You know, the smaller these courses get, which are a lot more exciting for us drivers, man, as the action just ramped up, and you got to actually stay focused during it.
Yeah, it was a fun race, like you said, a clean one for us. Both of our cars came off the track. You know, I finished 12th, you finished technically dead last.
Yep.
But overall, I'd say a successful skid plate race for us. I mean, we did what we wanted to do.
And those cars are ready to go for next year. I guess I gotta screw in my little screw in my tire a little bit farther. I actually do think that I felt that tire going down on me during the race because the steering wheel started to wobble up a little bit at times. But yeah, completely clean race, a few dings and dents, nothing to cry about. And we're heading into next year with those cars ready to go.
Yeah, for the first time since we started the low budgets, are we coming into with skid plate cars that were from a previous year.
So that's one goal that we can cross off our list, is that we knew that when we got these cars, however long we can push it, if we can get to Night of Destruction, the third one, and have a chance to have these cars run afterwards, we were going to do it. We did it. We got these cars to go all season, well, most of the season long, thanks to S&J Towing.
Yeah.
For 2015, we've got the same cars, and we know what they're going to do and what they're capable of.
Yep. So, with that all rounded up, it is now time for, and this is going to be a double segment here, and you'll see why, the chain race and the skid plate figure eight race. Coming up next.